Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rhodey and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day and welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian Fishing Podcast, episode 151. Dizzy, how are you, mate?
It's great to be here, mate. Occasionally when you get to that 150 mark, sometimes you just...
You slip up.
You slip up. That's not going to be us, mate. We're charging on the 200.
Mate, we're charging on tonight and we have got a great episode planned. We've got... another catch-up. Must be, what did we say it is, the third or fourth time we've had him on?
I think it might be fourth, but...
that is Steve and Ash, the boys behind the Port Lincoln Tuna Comp. It's coming up soon in March. We absolutely cannot wait. And we're getting an update on how the prep's going, the lead-up, all things fishing in Port Lincoln, and just really whetting the appetite for that competition, Diz.
Yeah, good call, mate. They're always great fun to have a chat with, so I'm really looking forward to that one. Before we do... let's get into some of our usual segments. Of course, we like to start with oranges and lemons. What's been your orange, Rhodey?
Dizzy, I'm going to run with the tuna seem to be close to getting here, Diz.
Okay.
We will touch on that in the fishing report, but certainly the Eyre Peninsula is getting going on a school tuna front. I know with the colder weather, I had heard a few people hypothesising that it could be a late start to the year. But based on that, you know, they get there maybe a couple of weeks, they might get to sort of Yorks and Fleurieu, so hopefully not too far away, Diz.
Good call, Rhodey. Like it, mate. My orange is going to be watch the Perth test, watch the Brisbane test. Now I'm just locked and loaded. I'm ready to go for the Adelaide test.
So what, you've just taken the whole 5 days off work? You're going to sit there ball one to the end? Or?
I don't know. Probably 5 days might be a bit of a stretch. The Poms, I'm not sure they know how to play a 5-day test match. So
Good deck to battle in Adelaide though normally.
Yes, that's true. That is true. So hopefully we get to watch a few decent innings. But yeah, I'll be there. What's going to be more of a limit, the Poms batting or the family commitments? I think there'll be a few family commitments getting in the way, but I think probably... I don't know, does the day test element help or hinder?
Nah, it doesn't help because a night test you get 2 hours in after the kids are in bed.
Yeah, actually, I quite enjoyed the night test element, but then also Perth, obviously, because of the time difference.
Yeah, it's great getting the kids to bed and then still having like a 2.5 hour session on your own.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, good call. All right, the lemon, Rhodey, I'm going to roll that straight into my lemon, which is we didn't get the 10K fish.
Yeah, it is. I thought the winner was never going to come, but it did come. We will touch on that in the news, and it was caught down at Robe in a nice little part of the world.
Yes, it was. What was your lemon?
Dizzy, it seems like every weekend at the moment there is some form of Christmas commitment, a Christmas party, a Christmas barbecue, a Christmas lunch. Does any of these people think about doing a Christmas fishing day?
Yeah, great. Such a great call.
It's hard to find a weekend to go fishing sort of the second half of November and December.
I think I might campaign really strongly for our Christmas party next year to be a charter. And if no one comes, I will not be bothered at all.
That's really a win-win, isn't it?
It really is. No, but you're right. You're absolutely right that Christmas functions at this time understandably just really ramp up, and unfortunately they do tend to fall on the weekend sometimes, so it just really limits your ability. But you got to find a way to get out there, Rhodey. Of course you do. So let's keep moving because we've got a winner.
We do, Dizzy. We have a winner of the Shimano insulated fish bag. It was the competition we ran, Diz, to celebrate our 150th episode.
Yep.
And we asked people to share our post, and we had lots of people share it, Diz, and that was really good, wasn't it?
Oh, mate, it was epic, and we're just looking at it right here in the podcasting studio, and it's a wonderful piece of kit. Beautiful piece of kit. It'll go well in your boat. It'll go well in your, jetty trolley. It'll go well if you just want to take it. It could actually be a beach bag, Roddy, couldn't it?
Well, it'd certainly keep a couple of frothies cold. I'll give you the red hot tip.
Seriously would. So it is very diverse. It can be used in a range of different ways. So everyone who entered will be very satisfied if they were able to get their hands on one. Of course, you'll find them in all your good tackle stores. Rody, who is the winner?
Dizzy, we've entered in all the names into one of these random little prize draws, and we are going to announce the winner. Diz, you're the, what's this thing called again?
Chief drum roller.
Drum roll man. Dizzy, the winner is Brett Hazlitt, who shared the post on Facebook, and he is the winner of the Shimano insulated fish bag, Diz. So well done to Brett.
Good on you, Brett. That's fantastic, mate. Get in touch with us. Congratulations, and that Shimano bag will be on the way to you, and that'll be very welcomed early Christmas present, dare I say it.
Certainly will. Diz, that's a great result for Brett.
Excellent. All right, Rody, let's get stuck into the news.
Rody and Diz have been searching far and wide to bring you the latest news across all fishing in the state, and we'll give you the rundown on what you need to know.
The Cape Jaffa Marina update, Rody. Give us a bit of a rundown, because this actually did hit mainstream media the other day, because I think there was just discussion about a few people just really having their livelihood significantly affected because of the inability to get boats in and out at the moment of the Cape Jaffa Marina. So run us through it.
And this has been a long time coming, Diz. I know a lot of these the cray boats have moved down to Robe and things like that. So it has really disrupted the community. And I know there was a shop, I think, in the marina that was really struggling, and people that had spent a lot of money on houses and marina berths were really disappointed with this. But dredging it's either just started or is about to start. The Kingston District Council shared an update on Facebook saying that as of Saturday, December 6th, the dredge had left Port Adelaide and was on its way down to Cape Jaffa. It was expected there on Thursday morning. Site preparations were underway. And there's ongoing water quality testing. The council expects it to be open in about 10 to 14 days once dredging commences. So based on that, Dizzy, it might be done just before Christmas. Obviously, that's very much a guess and an estimate, but it's good to see, Dizzy, that that's ongoing. And I suppose the next big question there is what's going to be, I know this will ramp up now over Christmas, but what's going to be the ongoing plan to keep that open all year round? Hopefully it is. Because I know the council pretty much couldn't afford to do it. Was that fair?
Yeah, I think that was the plan. And basically, they would have probably had to have absolutely jacked their rates up exorbitantly, and there just really there certainly wasn't an easy path forward, let's put it that way. But it'll be interesting, because that's certainly a very frequented part of the world, part of our great state in summer. So it'll be interesting to see whether, a lot of people choose not to go down there because they can't launch their boat or they can't use the marina and they'd rather just go to Robe. But we know how busy Robe is at that time of year. So, it'll be very, very, very interesting, Rody, and we'll watch that one closely. What else have we got, Rody? The Let's Go Fishing comp is up.
Yes, Dizzy. So we did touch on this. So we've moved on to round 2, and there were some different species tagged. Kane Cross was the lucky winner of the first $10,000 prize. He's from Robe, South Australia, and he took out the prize. He caught a small salmon trout on a soft plastic just 2 days after it was released. It was caught in the Pub Lake Inlet at Robe, and there's still 3 other tagged fish in that location, as well as a lot of other spots all around the state, Diz. So jump on the Let's Go Fishing Comp Facebook page if you want to see all the details of where these fish can be found. It includes, I'll just run through them quickly, but Bundalia Reservoir, Aruna Dam, Pub Lake at Robe, West Lakes, Coffin Bay and Port Lincoln, and we did touch on last week, there's the $100 tagged instant win carp at Lake Bonnie and Barmera. So still plenty of prizes to be won in the Let's Go Fishing competition, Diz, and there will be round 3 that ramps up eventually as well.
Yep, we'll certainly be covering all of the latest in that as the competition continues on. It's certainly a great way to encourage people to get out there and get around it, isn't it, Rody?
And we should, Dizzy, touch on the monthly winner as well. That was Jarvis G from Beachports.
Yep.
Takes out a Shimano Makuro combo. That's worth $530, that prize pack. And you don't even actually have to have fished to win that one, Diz. It's just for entering. So that's a really good one to get involved in.
Love that. That's a fantastic piece of kit, that one, Rody. That's for sure. Let's talk a little bit about reduction in limits over in WA.
So, yeah, Diz, similar to here in South Australia, fishers in Western Australia are facing massive cuts to their catches. This is for all demersal fish, so it's coming into action next month, I think it says here, Diz. And in some areas, the commercial fishers have been shut out altogether. In other areas, it's been halved. And basically, they've done it, I suppose, similar to here, that there's been a big sort of map produced breaking their border, their, what's it called, Dizzy? Their coastline.
Yeah.
Into different regions, and different areas have been hit with different levels of restrictions. And that includes things such as the jewfish, the DHU fish, the red emperor, and the pink snapper. They're demersal fish that so many people target. And similar to here, Diz, they're looking at a massive impact on tackle, charters, all those sort of things, Dizzy. And, yeah, like in this article here, it says that the jewfish has consistently had a biomass around or below 15% of reproduction, which is the spawning biomass, Diz, and it says anything under 20% is considered a severe risk of collapse. So they've obviously got some data together and, you know, based on the different zones, they've got such a big border, Diz, which is why it's broken up into different areas. I suppose there's different threats around commercial, recreational, depending on what area of the state. So jump on the website and have a look at that if you're interested, Diz. But it's interesting to note that we're not the only ones here in South Australia that are being hit with bans and restrictions.
Yes, and seeing as we're covering off different jurisdictions, I don't know whether you saw on the news what's happening in New Zealand at the moment. They had some great protests of everyone
they did
dragging their boats out on highways.
Marlin, I think, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know. I think it's to do with sort of fisheries management in general, that there's a lot of people that are particularly upset. I wasn't sure whether it was specific species or just wide-ranging concerns about fisheries management, but certainly saw a few people on Facebook and others basically saying this is how you rally together to sort of get action, if you will, because there was just like thousands of boats, it looked like, just clogging up, and as a bit of no doubt a peaceful protest, but some very unhappy fishers.
So it says here the protest was against a new law stopping them from fishing in the protected areas of the Hauriki Gulf, while commercial fishing, it looks like, is still allowed.
There you go.
So that was on a quick Google. I'm not 100% sure it is, but
no, we won't turn this into the New Zealand fishing podcast just yet. But you never know. You got to expand your reach sometimes.
You do, Diz. I wouldn't mind having we could do maybe a gap year in New Zealand.
Oh, we could. Righty, let's talk about the oyster shell drop-offs. This is a bit of news coming out of, it's a South Australian environment sort of initiative, if you like, but it's partnered with the Ozfish, I think, or similar to some of that seagrass restoration stuff we've talked about with Ozfish, but it's a way of getting the community involved in upcycling, if you will. Oyster shells after you've got around them on the Christmas table, then you can get them a second life.
Yeah, Diz, and they're going to put these into like what would you say, mesh bags or containers.
Yeah,
and then the plan is that once you put them down, it creates like a, what's the word? Would it be a substrate for other species to grow on, Diz? Would that be the correct word?
Yeah, I think so, mate. Yeah.
Sounds and right. There is a number of spots where they can be dropped off, Diz, and I think that's a really good way that people can feel like they're doing something. I think a lot of people feel a bit like there's not much they can do, but this is one way that you can support the rehabitat. Is that the word? Nah, it's not.
Rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation, is it? So I think there's one there's bins down at Port Lincoln Jetty, the Tennyson Dunes and Burnside, which is interesting. And they're going to collect all your used oyster shells, mussel shells, things like that. And I suppose coming into Christmas, New Year's, that sort of period, there'll be plenty of people eating oysters. So that's a good one to get behind.
Yep, love it, Rody. Good stuff, mate.
And that's being led by Ozfish, the Adelaide chapter.
Yeah, good stuff. What else have we got in the news? Seeds for Snapper is full noising.
Yes, Dizzy, jump on their Facebook page as well. That's another good one that we've touched on over quite a few years, Dizzy, and that's another, I think this regrowth of seagrasses and oyster reefs and things like that are going to become really important as we bounce back from this algae, Diz, so that's a good one for anyone who is walking across the beaches. There is drop-off points up and running, and that's a pretty easy one, again, if you are already walking the dog or heading down there to take a bucket, collect them, drop them off to your nearest location, and we'll go from there, Diz.
Yeah, love it, mate. Very good. Now, we've just got a little bit of news coming out of the Wreckfish camp. Talk us through it.
Dizzy, so this is it's an inter-club competition. They're wording it as. And so how this is going to work is they've organised a weekend, and it's called the Citizen Science. So it's exclusive to, you either need to be a Citizen Science member or a member of one of the ANSWER clubs, and it's an inter-club fishing competition that is being run over the March long weekend at Bundalir Reservoir. It includes sort of a free camping, and it's going to be a competition to see who wins the annual shield. And Wreckfish are pushing for their Citizen Science members to come along and help out their team, as I imagine all of the different ANSWER clubs will be pushing for their members to go up there and get involved, whether you want to fish sort of really competitively and have a crack at winning, or whether you're just up there for a social weekend. That'd be a great one to head along to, Diz.
Yeah, good call, mate. It's a great way to get involved.
And plenty of good fish being caught out there at Bundalir over the last 4-5 months, I reckon, Diz.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Rody, that's a juicy little news segment. You've just ripped us through there, mate. Very well done. Good stuff, logging your heads in those books and searching the web far and wide.
Dizzy, that was wide and varied.
Yeah, we covered a bit of ground there. Rody, let's get into tackle item of the week.
Now it's time for Rody and Diz to really show you what it means to have all the gear with a lot of idea as they review a tackle item of the week.
Well, this is a great, very timely bit of tackle advice.
Yes, Christmas is just around the corner, Diz, and I think you are the sort of guy that hasn't done much shopping just yet.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I think we all know that one family member that always just buys you a pair of jocks and socks for Christmas.
This year they can get you a good pair, Diz.
Might be like an in-law of sorts.
Oh, typical. You just bag it out the in-laws.
Well, they normally are. They buy you a pair of socks. But anyway, Rody, what do we got?
Dizzy, Shimano Australia have put out a range of Shimano stocking stuffers. Shimano socks, Shimano underwear, and Shimano mugs. Imagine if we rocked up at Latchy's wedding a couple of weeks ago in Shimano socks and undies. We would have been
royalty,
ripping our pants off to show them off to everyone.
We would have.
That's
you should buy Lil one of the mugs. She'd probably love it.
She would. But Dizzy, there's 2 different types of socks, 2 different ranges of underwear, and 2 different sorts of enamel cups, Diz. And they all look stylish as ever. And that'd really be the ultimate flex that you love fishing.
It'd be one of each, I think.
And like people would say, "Oh, you got so much fishing gear," and you say, "Yeah, I've even got undies." And then they say, "All right, prove it." Then you just pull up the waistband and show them the Shimanos.
Great stuff. What a tackle item of the week. And if you're like me and you haven't done your Christmas shopping yet, just whack that on the list. That's a no-brainer.
And they're available at selected tackle shops across Adelaide and all across Australia, Diz. So get your hands on them.
Very good. Love that, Rody. Well done, mate. All right, it's time for us to have our guest. We said at the top of the show, this is probably the 4th If not, without a doubt, the third time that we've had them on the show. Let's get Steve and Ash on the line from the real brains behind the Port Lincoln Tuna Comp.
Now it's time to get our guest on the line. We'll ask them the all-important 5 questions, then chat all things fishing in SA.
Rhodey, we are very lucky to be joined by the brains behind the Port Lincoln Tuna Comp. Of course, we're talking about Steve and Ash. Thanks for joining us, boys. How are you?
We are so happy to be back on, gentlemen. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
You blokes are like part of the furniture now. I've had you on that many times.
Yeah.
It's starting to feel that way.
What are you going to nickname a segment after us? You know, like
We probably could. In fact,
Tuna
it was
Classic catch of the day.
It was not that long ago that we had the 150th, and I was just reflecting on our conversation with you two and Popey after you took out the prize, and it really it doesn't feel like that long ago that we were talking about it, and I'm sure it comes around a hell of a lot quicker for you two.
Yeah, it certainly does. Coming in the end of the year, and I was only talking someone that, literally today, I think, about only being really 3 months time, we're going to be very close to the Tuna Classic again, you know. It does come around very fast.
All right.
You
go, Steve.
I was going to say, you get a lot of little reminders throughout the year. So as much as the distance, it feels like it's a long way away, you'll walk down the street or you'll bump into someone and they'll be wearing their Tuna Classic merch, or there'll be this shared excitement about the year that was. And it starts getting that energy up, the anticipation up, looking forward to the next year. And I do wish time away a little bit so we can be back out on the water.
Do it again, yeah.
Very good. So I'm sure it's a 12-month commitment for you guys plugging away in the background, but from here on things must really start to ramp up and you get a bit busy with the organisation. Tell us where you're at with all that.
Yeah, we added extra bodies to the committee at the end of last year, which was absolutely necessary. So Deb White's on with us, Jesse Stott, Justine Stokes, Adrian Ploxt, Ash and myself. So the amount of work that we're getting through each week, fortnight, month now as a combined unit is, 200-fold on where we were.
It's probably from this point onwards going into the comp. This year we've worked on it all year instead of just having a 9-month break and doing it all in 3 months like we used to. We've just had sort of scheduled little meetings and catch ups, and we don't have a massive increase in workload coming into it because we're probably a little bit more organised because we did chip away all year so far. We've chipped away all year doing little bits and pieces, so we're looking pretty good. We were really onto the sponsors early and getting that stuff in, and it's really helped sort of just smooth out the process.
Very good, and it's your 4th year running it, is it? So you should be a well-oiled machine by now.
That's the way it feels, yeah. There's a lot of stuff that we know needs to be done at certain times. Yeah. And in the back of our mind are those cut-offs, and with the help of the rest of the committee, we've building like templates and schedule run sheets, who does what, when, how, with the idea of making it easier and easier in the years to come to incorporate extra bodies to take a bit of the pressure off of us.
If we sort of need to make it a little bit easier because no one else has put their hand up to manage it for us. So at this point in time, I can't see us going anywhere. So
we might as well make it as good for us as we can.
A little bit extra help in where we need it. We'll definitely. It'll keep us in the driver's seat for a bit longer. Like you can see why some of our people before us, like Russell and Gavin, Peter, Tickle, and those guys that did run it, you do get to a stage where they sort of wanted a break. But yeah, if we can maintain a little bit of extra help, and it is getting easier. Some of those decisions that we've had to make that we probably stressed about quite a bit in the first couple of years because we had no idea what we were doing seem pretty simple now because we know who to ring, we know where to go, we know it's like running a business, I suppose. And once you've done it for a little while, it does get a bit easier.
Yeah, epic. And I reckon there's probably a fair few happy people out there that you two blokes aren't going anywhere, as well as everyone from the committee, because it's a bloody great weekend and one that really should be in everyone's calendar if you're serious about getting around one of SA's premier tuna comp. Now, boys, remind us and the listeners out there of the details. So it's coming up in March next year. Tell us some of the finer deets.
Yeah, in the past, I mean, not that we're experts on this, right? But we've been following the moon. The new moon each year has been so good to us with the fish. Like last year, 2,500 fish released in 2 days.
It's unbelievable.
We'll blame that on angler skill and new moon. So the March, the way that the weekends and the new moon fall, it's Friday the 20th of March is the briefing night. Saturday 21st, shotgun start. Sunday 22nd, there's day 2 and the presentations, the weigh-in, the Calcutta.
And the party. And the party. The bit we're all really coming up.
And Monday we book in a big day of bed.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a few jobs to clean up first, guys. So just, help
a
us
bit of a
out.
clean up and a little Monday session.
And tell us, boys, is it going to be pretty similar format to last year, or any new changes?
What if not broken?
Good call.
We're not going to try and fix it.
The formula works so well. And one of the things that we've got to point out, this is the 20th anniversary.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
forgot about that.
2006 was the first one. This is, 2026. Very easy to add up. So you think of all those years, there's been evolutions of the rules and the way it's been managed. And, the last year, magnificent. Year before, really, really good. So
we've had a few brainstorming sessions. Obviously, being the 20th anniversary, we thought, let's have all these ideas to make it better and a little bit more unique, a little bit special. But honestly, I don't think we can do. I don't reckon we can top last year by too much. I don't think we could do anything drastic that's going to improve it. The majority of people love it. They have heaps of fun. Especially me. I really enjoyed last year.
Is that just because you won?
So I'm quite happy if it's exactly the same again. That's quite okay.
There'll also be.
If it's not broke.
Yeah, great call. And there'll also be a fair few people out there if you can top the weather from last year.
Yeah. Everybody loves that.
Ash booked it in. Yeah. He's put in a request. I'm going to go in a little bit more conservatively and say pack the wet weather gear, pack the quells, get ready for a rough one. If it's anything better than that.
We've had a couple of good years, and at some point I would think we're due for a bit of a rough one, but I'm happy with the hot calm ones. They're pretty good. And record numbers of fish tops it off.
Safety's the key. We want good weather, everyone to get out safely, back safely. And if it's less than perfect weather, there's just that bit more pressure on the skippers and the crews to be on their A game, look after themselves. And if it's not suitable, don't go out, turn around. It's okay to not go fishing.
And boys, you mentioned the 20th year. How many years have you guys fished, and is there anyone that will have done all 20?
And we had a session on this brainstorming as well, and we think that it's through no fault of their own. No one's done every single one.
Yeah, there's a few guys in there that are close. I think there's definitely a few that have probably done 15 or more. The Farrer boys, Andrew and Dave Farrer on the catfish, and those boys have been around, and they were around in the early days. Fished the first one as well. So they'd be in there with the guys that have probably up there with the most. Tim McDonald did quite a few. He hasn't missed many.
Yeah.
So he'd be up there in the 15, 16 classics as well. I know Peter Tickle did a lot early days. But without digging into the sort of the archives to find out who actually did the most, but I reckon the Farrer boys would be up there, to be honest.
Beautiful, very good. And did you say there was a new trophy coming up this year, guys?
Yeah, it's really, look, it's a sad reason to have a trophy, but back in 2006, there was 3 people that started the competition. Ron Forster, Rolf Sabaski, and Greg Noble. So at the moment, we've got Ron Forster and Rolf Sabaski trophies, and we've just had the passing, unfortunately, of Greg in the year. So when we look back at these, the records over the years, 2006 champion boat was Greg Noble's aboard Why Not? So there's a new trophy coming out this year, the Greg Noble Perpetual Trophy, the champion boat. And we're going through with legendary sculptor Ken Martin at the moment to get a bronze flybridge sport fishing vessel launching out of a wave made into a massive bronze statue to commemorate these bloody legends that 2006.
It wasn't until I realised when I got to actually be the skipper of the champion boat, I didn't get a trophy. And I was like, this seems a bit unfair. So that was a small part of when we wanted to honour Greg. And we're like, what are we going to do? And the bronze, because there's a big bronze tuna for champion angler. And, that's probably, one of the coolest prizes you can win in the comp. And like, well, champion boat's probably the biggest achievement inside the competition, but there wasn't a significant trophy for it. So the perpetual one, for Greg, and we actually spoke to a couple of his really close friends, John Pope. Obviously, Popey. We all know Popey. He owns the Vatican that I skippered in the Classic, and then one of his really close friends, Dave Clayfield. We had some pretty big meetings with those guys to, just to brainstorm a few ideas and about Greg, after he'd passed, and they helped us come up with the idea of the champion boat trophy.
It was in these meetings. It was just incredible to learn the history of this competition and who these men were on the field and off, what they did in their lives, what they did in their communities. And I ended up sketching out 3 pages of notes about Greg and these early days, the battle between Ron Forster and Ralph Sabaski. And we were lucky enough to be able to help share that at Greg's funeral. So it was really, a special moment for us to learn more about where this competition came from in its humble beginnings, and to pay tribute with this trophy. I mean, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. I'm so proud.
Yeah, epic, boys. I'm really looking forward to seeing that one. I'm sure the whole comp will be excited to see that, and they'll all be wanting to get their hands on it. That's for sure. You've done a wonderful job acknowledging the heritage of the comp, and I think it's going to be a great one to celebrate 20 years and that trophy you just talked about. So it's certainly something that everyone can be looking forward to who's going to get down there for the weekend. Now, boys, tell us about the fishing that you've both been up to. Have you been getting out there, been hearing any whispers?
We just got to talk out of Scott. We're not going to talk about Port Lincoln for just a couple minutes, because Ash and I have been off on these epic adventures separately. I'll do mine first because I had a blast. My great mate, Pobs, if anyone's not met him yet, he is an icon of Port Lincoln. Well worth. He is the man that cannot stop fishing.
Squid fishing extraordinaire.
There's just one more cast. He came with me up to Port Douglas, and we spent a couple of days up with the Port Douglas sport fishing guys, and just had the best 2 days on top water in the flats, a metre of water, chasing Chinaman and coral trout, GTs, Spanish mackerel, epic red bass. I'd hit 40, and that was one of my bucket list trips I wanted to do, and absolutely nailed it. It was the best.
Beautiful. Very jealous and glad you're ticking off the bucket list. That's one of those things that we all say, we should do that one day. We should do that one day. But good to see you're actually doing it.
And Ash?
Yeah. Like I said, I just earlier have just come back from a 3-week holiday fishing far north Queensland. I was just fishing northeast of Cairns. So it was actually a family holiday, not a fishing holiday.
They're the same thing, aren't they?
Yeah, we had a pretty good break, and I was pretty lucky to. A good friend of mine lent me his boat for a couple of weeks, so I got out and actually did quite a bit of fishing while I was up there, and sat sort of similar to Steve-O, casting the reefs, offshore reefs for GTs, mackerel, queenies, and I did spend a fair bit of time marlin fishing, but I sadly didn't catch one this year. I saw a few, had a couple of missed hookups on the baits, but no giant marlin this year. But I did manage a 3-metre sailfish sight casting out of the boat on a popper, so top water sail, and it was 3-metre top water sail. So that was a bucket list fish.
That's epic.
Big time. So that was a highlight.
Wow, that's amazing. You guys have been living the life. And what about closer to Port Lincoln? Have the tuna started to show up, or any good fishing going on in Lincoln at the moment?
Listen, I've had to sort of pay the price of going away for 3 weeks at work, so I've been a little bit stuck in the shop, and the weather hasn't been amazing yet. It's still a little bit rough, a little bit windy, and which is fine because I've been able to concentrate on work. But it looks like, very excited coming into summer to start fishing local again.
The reports today, and the beauty of my office down at the marina, I get fisher people walking around all the time, get the latest intel. First tuna were caught over in Coffin Bay on the weekend.
Oh, yes.
Which is really, really good to hear. And the spotter planes may have spotted a few good-sized schools as well. And even in the bay here, there has been a couple of little ones mucking around for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So the signs are good.
Very good. Well, that paints a positive picture for what's to come in the in 3 or 4 months' time. Now, the other thing we should mention is your sponsors. You've been putting them all over your Facebook page. You've got lots of repeat sponsors and local companies that are getting involved in helping make this competition a reality. So I'm sure you want to give a thank you to them.
Yeah, you could not be more right. This event cannot function without the sponsors and the advocacy, the support, and the people that just come out and go, boys, what can we do to sponsor and to help? We're doing this competition so that it runs for us selfishly so that we can fish in it, but then that wider community input, the hundreds of people that come here to do it, the injection in the community. So to have these businesses back us, and a heck of a lot of them are also fishing in the event.
Yeah, I think that's really helped us too. It's probably over 75% of our sponsors are either fishing or are connected directly to the competition. So they kind of see, they see why we're doing it, and they're in a small way supporting themselves. They love the competition as much as we do, and I guess it's their way of helping out to make sure it keeps running. So, half of these guys, we don't even have to ask. Like, they're approaching us, saying, what do you need from us? We're back in next year. Just let us know. If there's anything to do to help, we're there. And you've probably noticed on our media that we've got Seakeeper on as a major sponsor this year, and they actually approached us. We didn't ask them; they approached us. There was one of their the lady that works in marketing, one of the main people there, come from Riviera in the past and knew quite a lot about the tuna comp, and they approached us, wanted to get involved. I deal with Seakeeper through work, and a few of the customers here in Port Lincoln have Seakeepers in their boat, and it was just literally through that they asked us, we love the tuna comp, we've seen your media, it looks amazing. They're like, can we get on board? We really want to help you out. So, when you're getting guys like big companies like that, that are coming to us, like asking to be involved and wanting, and to come in as a major, they're individually the biggest sponsor we've ever had. So to get support like that is incredible. It sort of shows that the competition does have a fair bit of traction around the country, not just in Port Lincoln. So that's pretty impressive.
Very good. Well, great to see the competitions getting lots of support, and as you say, it wouldn't be possible without those big companies helping you out. So that's great to hear. Now, plenty of boats entering, plenty of people keen. Have you got space for a couple of blokes with all the gear but no idea back here?
Man, I kind of feel like someone made a promise to you last year, didn't you?
I certainly hope so, because
I was just about to say, are you guys coming back again?
Well, if you've got a spot for us, we've booked our weekend away. We're all ready. We just need a boat.
Yeah. Look, I have spoke. There's a few guys in there, and I reckon the word on the street is you might be still all right.
Yes, Diz, we're in.
I was flicking back through a few old messages, and Rhodey, you said you were like 200% in for 2026. So this was going to be a heck of an awkward conversation if they said, "Nah, Diz, you stuffed it up last year and you're not welcome back." But it's going to be
right at this stage.
Yeah. Well played.
I have heard it as well that the invite was given after a couple of quiet drinks and the conscience still remembered the offer.
Yeah. I may have recorded it and sent it to Tony the day after and say, you can't go back on your word now, mate.
It's such a massive event. It is the build-up, like getting your tackle ready, getting your crew ready, getting the lures and the line. You got to strip all the old line off, get a new line on, new leaders, time again. Like, you got months to get psyched up with the crew.
A lot of people probably don't realise it. Now, if you hadn't fished it before, you almost get 2 or 3 weeks of fun out of it because you start building it up. You have nights in the shed in the tackle office, you're prepping your boats, prepping your gear. You're in the tackle shops, stimulating the local economy.
And that point that Ash just hit on there, the first year that I went in there, I didn't have enough gear, and I went out and I bought more lures and line and leaders. And each year I'm progressively having more and more stuff so that if there's a hot bite on, bang, I'm ready to go. I'm not going to miss that opportunity to capitalise. There was a boat that turned tail last year and went in day one because they ran out of tackle. So I've had a fair bit in my boat, and I've been able to give them a bit. My good mate Ash has asked for an IOU. Yeah. I've given him a bit of tackle, and I just think if you're getting in, take the warning now. Yeah. Buy out everything from your local tackle shop. There's $100,000 on the line.
Preparation really is key, and I've said it in all aspects of fishing. Whether it's tuna comp or actually just game fishing in general, and preparation catches fish. I see all walks of life on the water, obviously professionally because I work on everyone's boats, and I know the guys that catch fish and have got the photos in their computers and on their phones are the guys that are organised. You see boats that come in, they're dirty and messy, and they're not neat, they're not tidy, they don't have the good hooks, good leaders, good swivels, line gear, and they don't have the big photos and the cool stories to go with them. Like, preparation will catch you the fish. And like the last year, obviously the last tuna comp's just gone. I was as organised as probably I'd ever been. My crew are awesome. They've got heaps of gear. They've got the best tackle you've ever seen. And the bite was that hot. We were catching obviously incredibly fast to get. We caught over 200 fish for the 2 days, and we were breaking leaders, and we caught the more you catch, the more you're going to lose. And it was that. It was that hot a bite. I was breaking leader, like I was leading a lot of fish, and a lot of it was probably my fault. Just literally breaking leaders, trying to get them in faster. And we'd lost so much gear that we were concerned about maintaining our sort of rhythm for the next day. And we come into the anchorage, and I quite literally borrowed more leaders and more lures off Steve-O and Tony. And without that, we would not have been able to win the competition.
Sounds like you're too generous there, Diz, you and Tony.
We were out of the race by that
point. You only give it away when you know you've lost.
Yeah. That's a real conceding defeat here, guys.
Yeah, but apart from Ash, I'd always back Ash, but this other boat, Like, I genuinely just wanted them to go out and have the best day. And I knew that they weren't prepared because they hadn't done it before. But I like to think that this year they're going to be stocked up. They're going to be prepped up, and that is part of the fun.
Yeah.
That's what, you can stretch this competition out to be a whole year long.
Yeah.
Save up, get the good rod and reel that you want.
Yeah. And this, I know the boat that Steve-O helped out, they are 100% entered back in again. They had an absolute ball. Yeah. Like they're back again, so they definitely had every bit of amount of fun as we wanted them to. So,
mate, it's absolutely no surprise. You guys have done a wonderful job. We're certainly looking forward to seeing all the hype build over the next few months. Thanks very much for joining us. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that will be watching closely in anticipation for where the fish are, and everyone's plans will start happening. They'll get the tackle prep like we've just been talking about. But most of all, guys, thanks for joining us after your holidays. And we'll look forward to seeing and hearing a lot more about the comp as it gets a bit closer.
100%. And everyone who's not in the competition hands-on, watch the socials. Watch the Facebook, watch the Instagram. We'll put a bit of stuff up on YouTube and just really be a part of what is a massive thing for South Australia. And there's so much good that it brings. So we love being a part of it, and so stoked.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We're definitely starting to get warmed up for it now.
Very good. Thanks, boys. And we'll be in contact between now and then.
Yeah, we'll arrange you some accommodation.
Thanks, boys. See ya.
See you guys.
All right, Dizzy, that was great to get an update and really whet the appetite for the March tuna comp over in Port Lincoln, Diz.
They're sounding like a well-oiled machine now, aren't they?
They've done it enough years now that they've got it all down pat, and it sounds like they've got a few more helpers, which is good to take a bit of pressure off them. And Dizzy, I'm sure it's going to be another great weekend, and after missing last year, I'm keen as.
Yeah, can't wait, mate. Hopefully all things line up for, weather. But look, mate, it's a great weekend. You just can't miss out on this comp. It's a great time, so we're very much looking forward to it. Rhodey, we're about to wrap this one up, but let's get into the fishing report.
Rhodey and Diz have been out on the water to bring you the news about where they're biting. Now it's time for the fishing report.
Well, Rhodey, I'm hearing the tuna are rocking up on the Eyre Peninsula. Great news for the Tuna Lincoln Classic.
Dizzy, yes, there's been a couple of posts teasing that they might have arrived around Port Lincoln and Coffin Bay, and that's a good sign that they'll be heading over this way before too long, Diz. What do you reckon, a couple of weeks?
I think so. A couple of weeks and they might be sniffing around Yorks, you reckon?
Yeah. And then you'd think Victor Harbour and hopefully the Flurio is not too far behind that.
Yeah, well, it's certainly been on a number of occasions. It'd be a Boxing Day. The ramp's absolutely chockers down at Victor Harbour and that sort of thing. So
yeah, we've got them before Christmas at Victor before.
Yeah.
We've also got them just after Christmas. So it seems like around then is the mark, and you'd think based on that it could be on again, which is different to a lot of people that were saying the weather's colder. It's been a cold sort of spring. Maybe they'll be a bit slow.
Yeah, that's right. We'll just wait and see. We'll keep our ears close to the ground on that one and keep you across it. Rhodey, in another fantastic news story, Clifty getting out there in Metro, getting around the tings.
Yeah, I reckon he's been out a couple of times now, Dizzy, and got the bag or near enough to it. And he did also comment saying that he saw or spoke to plenty of others at the boat ramp. I think it was at North Haven that it also got fished here. So that's great signs that the metro fishing might be heating up. It sounds like maybe the southern beaches are still a bit slower, Diz.
Yeah.
But certainly that North Haven region seems to be on the improve for whiting.
Yeah, and that's just fantastic news. Certainly great to see people getting around it, getting out there, and just no doubt having a great day on the water regardless. Rhodey, what else have we got? There's a bit of chat about Dan getting around some whiting.
Yeah, Dizzy, he put these photos up today. Plenty of whiting, he said, at Rapid Bay, mostly undersized, but did get a couple up to 37 centimetres.
Oh, nice.
Good fish land-based, and that's another good sign for the recovery of the Gulf and the improvement in fishing that we're hoping for, Diz. There were plenty of people that said you are making that up, and Dan has put them back in his place, in their place.
Dan. He'd always definitely have the footage, and I just can't believe that people would be second-guessing it. So good on you, Dan. No doubt having a wonderful day down there on the water. Rody, in another good story, plenty of mulloway and bream being caught in West Lakes.
Yeah, Diz, we've been tagged in quite a few posts by some of these generally younger anglers that spend plenty of time fishing down at all around West Lakes, and they've been doing really well, Diz. So plenty of, not big mulloway, but mulloway nonetheless, and some bream as well, Diz.
Yeah, which is just great news. And in another story around certainly ones that we keep up to speed with on the socials, the Southern Fishing Charters are absolutely cleaning up.
They certainly are, Diz. Jared and the team down there has been doing really well. Plenty of Nanagai in particular. But won't be long before they'll be getting into some. I saw a harlequin fish as well, I reckon, Diz, but won't be long before they are getting into some tuna as well. So reef species at the moment. And I suppose the other good thing with a charter such as that one that's down in that region is they also go down below KI, and as a charter they have permission to catch snapper and bring them back to Warina.
Yeah, right.
So that's another option as well.
How good.
So, Dizzy, that's a pretty good fishing report, and that's I genuinely think the fishing is on the up, Diz, and that's enough to make you feel a bit positive that things are heading in the right direction with summer just around the corner.
Yeah, you'd certainly hope so, Rhodey. I think there's a lot of people that are sort of getting excited for summer, and hopefully there's a lot of good fishing to come, but I think regardless, there'll be a lot of great times out on the water with friends and family, mate.
Diz, we haven't been out for a while, so we might go and put the earmuffs on and flush a bit of water through the motor and make sure we're all ready to go.
Good call. Good call. I like that. Let's do that. That'd be a nice little afternoon. Have a beer.
Maybe two.
Bring the kid. Maybe bring Ned round. He'd love that.
Oh, mate, Lil has been. We had Lucy's parents around the other day for Richard's birthday.
Obsessed with going in the boat.
We had to have our pre-dinner drink in the boat.
Oh, fair enough too. Lil's
she loves the fish bag on there too. She loves the Shimano fish bag. She catches pretend fish, puts them in there, and then has to carry that over to her cubby and cook up the dinner. She's going to be
a bit disappointed when the fish bag has to go after Brett after he's won it.
Oh, well, we got one for ourselves, Diz. Don't worry about that. But she's going to be disappointed when it catches its first, is filled with its first tuna and it gets a bit of a whiff.
Yes, no, fair enough too. All right, that's been a good episode, Rhodey. Great to have another chat with the guys behind the Port Lincoln Tuna Classic, and the countdown begins.
Yes, Diz, jump on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you're tagging us in all your catches as this fishing in this state is on the mend. We're really looking forward to keeping up to date. Give us a like, send us a voice message, or send us through some photos.
Good stuff. See you guys.
Rhodey and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.